Hello, today I'm going to do an example of 3D swept meshing using NX. The geometry that I'm going to mesh was created in SolidWorks, so I'm going to import that as a parasolid. So the first thing I need to do is to create a part, to name, and then I'm going to import the parasolid model. There it is. First thing that you notice that this body isn't ideal for swept meshing, so we're going to do a little bit of geometry cleanup. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get rid of these fillets. The body is symmetric about this plane, so I'm going to trim the body. I can mirror that again later, and then I want to subdivide this body into more regular shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create some datum planes that will allow me to divide this part. Up. I want these holes to be in the centre of a rectangle, so I want to offset this plane the same distance as that plane is offset from this face. So I'm going to offset that, and I'm going to measure the distance between those two faces. Okay, do the same for that, and then I also want this plane to be offset by this thickness. So I'm going to measure that length, 8mm, and offset that plane. I can now go ahead and split this body using those planes. This body using those planes. Hide the datums. I also want to split these bodies corner to corner, so I'm going to do that by adding in some curves. And then I can extrude those curves to split those bodies. Okay, like so. Split the body. So rather than using a face or a plane, I'm going to use an extrude, and I'm going to select these curves, ensure that the vector is correct, the minus Z axis, and go ahead. So we've got a problem with that curve, doesn't quite do that, so we can fix that. Second. Do that. Select that curve. Curve. Just delete that curve and add that back in. And then split that body. Add the curves. that body is now split nicely, I can then mirror that geometry back to give me my full body back again. So we now are ready to start meshing, so we can switch the application to Advanced Simulation, create a new finite element model. Don't want to create an idealized part, don't want to include any curves, lines, sketches, so we'll accept. We need to do a mesh mating operation on the body so that all the mesh will be coincident. Save the part. We can then go ahead and do a 3D swept mesh. One thing to note is this face is not going to map in correctly, so we'll accept the default, and then we can control that by using a 2D mesh as a seed. So we'll do that later. Go ahead now and pick the faces. Now on to mesh. Preview mesh. Okay, so as you can see, NX has done a very nice job of meshing that. So there's a couple of distorted elements in here. So the way I get around that is I will go in and add a 2D mapped mesh. Same element size, and I don't want to export this mesh to the solver. And pick up face, and as you can see the 3D mesh has now disappeared. And we can go and select the directions. That's how I want that mesh to extrude through. I can accept that, I can do the same on this face. Hide that 2D mesh, and as you can see, it's NX is saying that we need to do an update. Update that will remesh in those faces. As you can see there, we've now got a really nice hex mesh just by dividing up the geometry into more regular shapes. Thank you very much for watching.